Coffee is everywhere, from the bustling streets of New York to the quiet cafés of Paris. But few people know the strange and surprising origins of the world's most expensive cup, found deep in the jungles of Bali and the Indonesian islands. This is the story of Kopi Luwak. In the 1600s, the Dutch arrived in the Indonesian islands, and they didn't just bring colonial rule. They also planted the seeds of a global coffee empire. In the 17th century, the Dutch established the world's first large-scale coffee plantations on the Indonesian island of Java. And the beans they produced became so famous that the word Java itself eventually became synonymous with coffee in the West. And based on this success, the Dutch eventually went on to establish coffee plantations on the Indonesian islands of Sumatra, Sulawesi, Timor, and Bali. Now, here's the twist. The local farmers who worked the land for the Dutch in those early times were not allowed to enjoy the coffee they harvested. Under the Dutch, they were forbidden to touch a single coffee bean. Not one, not ever. But meanwhile, in the jungles around the Dutch plantations, there lived a nocturnal mammal known as the Asian Palm Civet, or the Luwak, as the locals called it. This cat-like creature would spend its days nibbling on the coffee cherries grown on the Dutch plantations. But not just any coffee cherries. The Luwak had very refined taste and would only select for itself the finest, the sweetest, and the most perfectly ripe coffee cherries from the crop. Sadly, though, as much as these Luwaks loved their high-quality coffee beans, they were unable to digest them. So after the Luwaks consumed the beans, they would pass through their system and into their waste they would go. The Luwaks would graciously deposit their waste, including the undigested beans, on the jungle floors around the Dutch plantations. Eventually, the farmers, forbidden from harvesting beans themselves, noticed these little coffee gifts being left for them on the jungle floor, and they eagerly began collecting them, cleaning them, and roasting them. And in doing so, they discovered something truly remarkable. The stomach acids and enzymes in the Luwak's digestive system transformed the beans. This unique fermentation process actually produced exceptionally smooth and astonishingly rich coffee, unlike anything else in the world. For a time, the farmers were able to keep the secret of their rare coffee to themselves. But eventually, word got out, and even the Dutch colonists, who once banned farmers from touching a single bean, were paying handsomely to drink this very special coffee. And Kopi Luwak quickly became the most expensive coffee in the world. Today, Kopi Luwak remains the world's most expensive coffee. As of 2025, a pound of Kopi Luwak sells for about 550 euros, or 650 US dollars. The coffee is very earthy, chocolatey, and so smooth that once you've tasted it, ordinary coffee feels like, well, brown water. So when you're in Bali, don't miss out on the chance to taste history, to taste luxury. Born of prohibition and perfected by nature, Kopi Luwak is still the rarest and most unique coffee on earth.